Hello and welcome to Matchmaking from Hell. We are in the Tier 6 US heavy cruiser, the Pensacola. But there are 4 aircraft carriers in this match. 1/3 of the entire game. Welcome to World of Warplanes. I guess today we will have to just dodge. So the first thing I tell my friendly CVs is to keep up with the surface ships, because there are only 4 surface ships. Therefore, the anti-air of an aircraft carrier herself might actually be important enough here. And it's likely that the CV can stay far away enough that the enemy surface ships won't get too many shots off onto the CVs themselves. Now there's a Vesa over there, and she does have rocket planes. I do need to worry about these. They can absolutely devastate the Pensacola's broadside. My plan of action is to turn into them. If they commit to an attack, as they are right now, I just turn into them. Once I'm angled, it's not going to matter, they cannot citadel me like this. Oh, and she actually even missed, but even if she hadn't, it would have done maybe 1,000 damage. The bigger threat is the Furutaka combined with a Vesa attack, right? Because it's going to be difficult to angle against both of them at the same time. I do have help though. I have an Italian cruiser behind me. I'm going to swap over to AP here, because Furutaka is obviously showing me broadside. I mean, it's a low tier player, so it's kind of obvious they're not going to be amazing at it. And maybe, because they probably haven't been punished too heavily with this, but oof, 11k just like that at the start. And do you think she's going to angle now? No way. So we get another salvo that's somewhat similar. And at this point, even if she angles, it's going to be too late, because she's already low enough that we should be able to finish her off. I constantly keep my eye on the minimap. There are rocket planes coming in, which is why I'm turning in. And this would mean that if the Vesa planes came for me, I would already be turning away, so she wouldn't have been able to strike me. But it seems Vesa decided to go for the Italian cruiser. Furutaka is finished now. Oh, Löwenhardt is actually coming over here too, both of the CVs even. But that's first blood. So I'll do the same thing against the Löwenhardt. But keep in mind though that if you're not really playing to have fun, but to actually win, then this kind of a match isn't the worst thing in the world. Sure, it'll come down to how good the CVs are quite a lot. But chances are that both sides have about equal strength CVs, roughly, right? And every match is more like a game of tug of war, where you try to get a slight advantage over the other side, and this will allow you to edge out a victory. Vesa over here can't do anything because I'm too close to this island, and you can utilize, objects on the map like this. Islands are incredibly good, especially against 2 German CVs, because they'll obviously protect you against torpedo bombers and rocket planes. But sadly not dive bombers, and Löwenhardt dive bombers are scary. They can attack from any angle. And the strategy against them that I'm going to employ is I'm going to go at full speed, and then before the Löwenhardt bombers drop on me, I will start turning into them. This will make my ship slide out a little bit, and hopefully this will displace my position out of the targeting reticle of the Löwenhardt. Just like that. That's exactly what I was going for. Because many players, especially those that are new to CVs, or those that just haven't played CVs too much, they don't quite realize that ships slide when they turn. Right? When I'm turning right at this current moment, I am sliding a little bit to the left, right? And this means that if you are actually dropping on a turning ship, you need to aim slightly outside of their turning circle, to line the drop reticle up with the actual ship. Anyway, rocket planes are coming in again, so we're already turning away, but Vesa fighter planes help me here, and it's not gonna do much to me. By the way, this sliding maneuver also works against rocket planes, because it can place your ship slightly further away or slightly closer, depending on what you're going for. And this can make rocket plane attacks either hit your upper belt or completely miss. It also even works against AP salvos. You know those AP salvos when you aim at an enemy that's slightly heading away from you, and then suddenly it appears that they didn't move almost at all, like they didn't turn or anything like that significantly, but all of your shells fell short. That can easily happen because of this kind of a sliding maneuver, especially if you aim really, really close to the waterline. Anyway, the real fight here is with the Graf Spee. And by the way, our Weser actually did push up. This is really, really good by that Weser, because it means that we get additional anti-air. Man, those CVs really aren't letting up, are they? Löwenhart's dropping on me again. But we sank the Graf Spee as well, so we're good. I don't want to go towards B though, because they do have a destroyer over on that side of the map, and I don't know if I wish to clash heads with one. Because a destroyer is going to be hard to deal with a CV around. You know, if CVs keep attacking me, I probably can't do the evasive maneuvers necessary to fight against the DD. Oh, there's the DD. Oh, New Mexico is probably in trouble. But I suppose we can take a few salvos. Sadly, we had AP loaded, so it's not gonna do much, and the aim was kind of sloppy as well. By the way, if you're playing to win, that is to say, if the main enjoyment you get out of the game is from winning rather than the process of playing, you know, people sometimes enjoy doing massive salvos on the enemy or hitting enemy ships with 20-kilometer Shimakaze torpedoes or something like that. If your main enjoyment comes from actually winning, then matches like this probably shouldn't bother you too much. Because, well, it's really annoying to play against double CVs in a 6 versus 6. And you have to keep in mind that when their CVs are annoying you, your CVs are annoying somebody on the enemy team, hopefully more successfully. And chances are that CVs on both teams are about equal in skill because, well, they're average players. Anyway, here I'm using the island to my right, and you can see on the minimap there are rocket planes coming in, but I don't have to worry about them, because they are coming over the island, which means that their rockets will never aim low enough to actually be able to strike at me. And even if they fly over to the other side, there's an island at the other side. And here I just dodged some dive bombers with the same maneuver, where I just kept going forward, and right before they dropped I started turning in towards them, which slid my ship out of the way. I bet the Löwenhart's quite confused about how it keeps happening, and maybe even blames RNG a little bit. There are torpedo bombers incoming and also rocket planes, but again, as long as I turn in, they have no chance of success. Torpedoes might be able to hit me, you know, if I am sloppy about dodging them, but chances are that they won't. Oh, they shouldn't even arm in time here. And now I can just keep going. Planes behind me aren't a problem because of my float fighter that engaged them. At least they shouldn't be a problem. So I only have to worry about the planes in front, but because again I am near an island, it's difficult for them to attack me from the front, except with the dive bombers, but hopefully just turning will be able to avoid those. Although in this case I couldn't. But I'm having a lot of success here. I mean, look at this. I've shot down so many planes and I'm just dodging them left and right. They're not even doing much damage. I'm having a surprising amount of fun this game. I suspect it's because things are just going too well. The CVs really should have been able to sink me a while ago. It's 2 tier 6 CVs against 1 Pensacola, but here I am, rocking like a hurricane. Oh, that Löwenhart is actually coming closer. I bet she must have become frustrated and wants to use secondaries, but Löwenhart, you have forgotten one thing. The Pensacola has the most accurate secondaries at close range. You are outmatched, sir. And my secondaries will absolutely devastate you. Let's dodge these torpedo bombers coming in. Easy. And oh, Löwenhart's low. One other thing though that makes this match kind of enjoyable is the fact that Pensacola is incredibly maneuverable. Oh! We got her with the secondaries, a close quarters expert. By the way, we've also achieved a high caliber and an AA defense expert at this point. Let's just casually dodge a torpedo drop from behind me. Hey, I still have 14k HP left. You know, we could do this once again, right? Like, let's rewind to the start and do this all over again. By the way, as I'm playing this, I am feeling extremely good by how well all of this is going for me. Evidenced by my very enthusiastic chat. And I don't think that Vesa has much of a chance at this point. I have sunk half of the enemy team and shot down 75 planes, 76 planes. Although I suspect that the Kirov is going to steal the honor of that Vesa from me, but that's alright. I think we've had quite a game so far. And this is the kind of stuff that makes you really have fun when playing. To just beat the odds, to do way better than you expected. Come on, can I get the unicorn? Can I get the unicorn? No. Kirov. I'm gonna try with AP one last time. Oh, Vesa is turning in. Come on, AP. Come on. Aw, they rammed. How unfortunate. On the other hand though, that Kirov has quite a story to tell now, right? Hey guys, look, I rammed the CV in my light cruiser. Or is it the heavy cruiser? No, Kirov's a light cruiser. Anyway, I mean, if you look at the stats, this seems like a pretty good result for a normal game if you ignore the CV part, right? 100k damage, 7 citadels, a high caliber, first blood. That's amazing for a Pensacola. But then you add the 76 planes we shot down and the cap by. Oh my god. 2,648 base XP in a tier 6 ship in a tier 5 to 6 game. That's more than double of number 2 on our team. On a victory. Keep in mind that lower tier ships get less XP, or you get less XP for sinking lower tier ships. So when fighting tier 5 to 6 ships, you get less XP. Because of that, often you'll see much less XP in the lower tier games than you do at higher tiers. So getting 2,648 base XP that would be an excellent game, even at tier 10, is quite amazing. This is truly amazing. And I have to say that Pensacola is probably one of the very best ships to be in a match like this. Yes, the AP rocket planes can hurt the Pensacola's broadside, however you can turn to angle and your ship is incredibly maneuverable. Combine that with good anti-air and decent speed and good AP, I think that that makes Pepsi very nice in this match. I just compliment the Alive teammates just because I had such an amazing game. Actually, it didn't hit one of the enemies, but that's alright. By the way, notice that I only shot down 16 fighter planes. 60 of the enemy planes I shot down were all actual strike planes. This is also quite unusual. 113,000 anti-air damage. I don't know if I've actually done more AA damage than this. Maybe in like a CV match, at tier 10, where the enemy CV just focus fires me at the end. Perhaps, but in a surface ship, I am quite certain I haven't done this kind of AA damage before. And this is at tier 6. This game was, even though it was matchmaking from hell, it ended up, at least for me, being one of the most enjoyable games I've played in a long while. I suspect that for the enemy 2 CVs, this was one of the worst matches that I've ever played. Because they just kept coming and doing very little. I mean, look at that. 3,000 damage from one torpedo, 6,500 from the 2 bombs, and 1,700 from the 2 rockets. They barely dealt 12,000 damage. And they kept attacking me for a good 10 minutes in a row. Yeah, this was a great game for me. And I truly enjoyed it. Turns out that sometimes you can just dodge. Anyways, let's go over our commander skills. So priority target, expert marksman, because this is amazing on Pensacola. And then I have superintendent. Now this skill isn't actually useful on a Pensacola. It has very little use. However, chances are that you are going to use the Pensacola captain on your tier 9 and tier 10 ships as well. As a result, you do want superintendent. And then concealment expert. Probably you won't have any more skills than that. But after that, I still took expert loader, Adrenaline Rush, then Radiolocation, and last Jack of all trades. But again, this is a captain really at 19 points meant for a tier 9 or tier 10 ship. You really don't need Superintendent. It would make more sense to take either Demolition Expert or Survivability Expert at this point. But hey, might as well share captains when you're going through a line. Upgrades wise, I absolutely recommend the Propulsion mod. You don't need the Rudder Shift, your Rudder Shift is already incredibly good. Propulsion mod just makes you able to juke so much better. Then I use the Turret Traverse upgrade, because Pensacola turrets are slow, even with all of this they're 32 seconds. Then second slot damage control and first slot main armaments modification 1. And I think this is the way to go on Pensacola, and obviously take Hydra. Even though in a match like this Defensive Fire would have been quite useful for 50% more damage, I don't think its use gets anywhere near to how useful Hydra is, because Hydra makes you able to simply ignore enemy destroyers when it's up, because you know that you'll see the torpedoes from far away. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.